Hello, I'm Tyler, this is the Imaginary Axis, and I'd like to personally wish every last one of you viewers a Merry Christmas. I'd like to, but unfortunately it's probably not going to happen. There are a lot of you guys, and don't get me wrong, I'm really happy to have you all watching my show, but Christmas will be here in no time. There's just no way I could meet every last one of you and wish you a Merry Christmas. But there is someone who can. Supposedly, once a year, a certain St. Nicholas, or Santa Claus, travels around the globe to personally wish all the good girls and boys a Merry Christmas with their very own Christmas presents. He's been doing this since at least the 4th century at this point, but recently, certain people have been suggesting that Santa Claus might not really exist. And I guess you can't blame them. After all, Santa somehow manages to visit 2.2 billion children in one night. Every year, Santa delivers presents to over 25,000 times the number of people you'll meet in your lifetime. With an average of 2.5 kids in every household, that means Santa has to drop by 880 million houses in a 24-hour period, moving an average of 279,400 meters per second with a sleigh that weighs over 460,000 metric tons and stretches 85.4 miles long. This means Santa's sleigh carries over 2,000 times the maximum weight a Boeing 747 airplane can handle, and travels over 4 times faster than Helios 2, the fastest man-made object in history. That's 17 quadrillion joules of energy each reindeer has to generate to get that sleigh to that speed. It's easy to understand why some people just don't think Rudolph is up to the task. But at the end of the day, these apparent contradictions, reasonable though they may seem, are merely rambles, as plenty of credible sources have confirmed Santa's existence on numerous occasions. Perhaps most notably, NASA has offered St. Nicholas support by use of their technology in several instances. And on December 25th of 1968, the first astronauts to orbit the moon sent NASA a very important transmission based on their unique ability to see the Earth from above.
Roger. Please be informed there is a Santa Claus.
There can be no doubt that someone full of spirit is delivering presents every Christmas Eve. We just need to prove it by explaining how. After all, the specs I gave earlier are troublesome no matter what NASA says. For a single reindeer to have any hope of flying on its own, it would need to boast a 33-foot-long wingspan. Now I know what you're thinking. Santa Claus might have used selective breeding, bioengineering, jetpacks, or any combination of the three to obtain flying reindeer. And I'm willing to buy that. Additionally, estimates suggest there are over 5 million living species on the planet that have yet to be classified, and this could potentially include airbuoyant caribou. Flying isn't the biggest problem. What I'm not willing to buy is the idea that there's any living thing on Earth capable of lifting a sleigh like this. And you can forget about suggesting Santa uses a warp drive or works with time zones in the Earth's rotation to give him 32 hours to deliver presents instead of 24. While both of those solutions are inventive, they ultimately would not save him enough time to get the job done. 880 million households is a lot. But no, I have 2 likely theories about how Santa manages to make his annual run. And we're going to explore them here. Theory number 1 is the Relativity Cloud theory. I have a good feeling about this one. Dr. Larry Silverberg of North Carolina State University proposed that Santa might be pulling off his yearly trick by utilizing something similar to a warp drive that stretches time out like a rubber band for its user. Relativity clouds are controllable domains in the space-time continuum. Little bubbles in time that Santa creates by manipulating the space around him so that events outside of the bubble slow to a crawl relative to him. This would give Santa practically an unlimited amount of time to deliver his presents. He could spend months flying from house to house, going back to the North Pole, picking up another load, doing it again, and it would only seem like a few minutes or hours had passed to the rest of us. It pretty much solves all the contradictions we face with the other solutions, and it explains why Santa always asks us to leave him cookies and milk. If he were really doing everything in one night, that would practically mean he was asking for 315 billion calories and a serious case of type 2 diabetes. But theory number 2, and this is my favorite, is the Christmas spirit theory. You see, there's a fundamental problem in every single proposal about Santa's Christmas run, and that is, not many people actually know the guy. Sure, you might have sat in his lap at the mall once or seen him waving during a Christmas parade, but can you really be sure that was the real Santa Claus? And if you can, were you ever able to get him to divulge the secrets of his workshop? Of course not. Santa operates in near complete secrecy, His operation is one of the tightest in the world, so the million-dollar question is, how do you know there's only one Santa Claus? Allow me to explain. Everyone knows Santa lives at the North Pole, right? And according to the Canada Post, that area technically lies within Canadian jurisdiction. There's a single postal code on record for the North Pole. H-O-H-O-H-O. Sound familiar? There isn't a doubt in my mind that this is the official location of the jolly old man we all know and love. Jason Kenney, Canada's Minister of Citizenship, Immigration and Multiculturalism, has even been quoted saying, "The government of Canada wishes Santa the very best on his Christmas Eve duties and wants to let him know that as a Canadian citizen, he has the automatic right to re-enter Canada once his trip around the world is complete." That should confirm it, right? Wrong. Because you see, Norway also claims Santa lives within their territory. Officially, he's on record living in Derbak. Denmark claims he lives in Greenland near Uummannaq, and Finland claims he lives in Korvatuntori. On top of that, right here in the good old USA, you can send Santa a letter with the zip code 99705, which lands you right in an Alaskan city named North Pole. So if Santa really is just one guy, why can't anyone agree on where he lives? It gets weirder. Even if Santa is just one man, he doesn't have to make his trip in one night. Because in Hungary, St. Nick visits on December 5th, not the 24th. And in Slovenia, he visits on the 6th. Some places are visited by Mikulas or Old Man Frost, so what's going on here? Does Santa have an entire network of gift givers around the world who make sure people have a Merry Christmas? I'd like to answer my question with a story. I think you'll find it eye-opening. Early 4th century AD, there was a man who lived on the southern coast of modern-day Turkey. He was born to two wealthy parents who died while he was still young, but raised him as a devout Christian. He used his inheritance to help the needy and poor, living his life the way he felt God would have him live with the blessings he'd been given. This man would literally just give his wealth away to those who needed it, tossing coins through people's windows, down their empty boots, down their chimneys. But he always did what he could to hide his identity as the secret gift giver because he didn't want attention in return for his actions. Nevertheless, his identity was eventually discovered, and he would come to be known as Saint Nicholas. And maybe, just maybe, that's how Santa delivers his presents every year. Kris Kringle, Santa Claus, Old Man Frost, Saint Nicholas, are any of these even his real name? Or are they just a pseudonym? Like a secret identity for a large network of people who work hard to bring the gift of Christmas each year. People who celebrate giving by making others smile, courtesy of Saint Nicholas. Because when you get a gift under the tree each year, it's always worth asking yourself, who gave this to me? Was it the person who bought it? The person who made it? The man who crawled down the chimney? Or the person who taught people to be generous in the first place? Merry Christmas, everybody.